What's up, everybody? Welcome back to your favorite wrestling podcast. It is the Monday Night Wave, baby. And we back. We back with our special edition episode of our recap of Crown Jewel. I go by Jay, your host, the lonely one, Pods and Reed, Pod Breaker, Pod Strowman, whatever you want to call me, Potter of all men. You know what I'm talking about. All right, so
Audible
without
chocolate.
further ado, potable chocolate.
I would say it audible chocolate, but I like potable chocolate too. Either way, your voice
Potable
is so,
chocolate is crazy.
so
That's
soothing.
I'm gonna trademark that. Take that. Well, I can't say that no more. Fuck. All right. Without further ado, I'm gonna pass it off to my man, the host, the one, the only, the Ocho Quattro himself, Mr. Heroic. Take it away from here.
I have a special guest to introduce me. His name is Hibaku. Please, Hibaku, please do your thing. My name is Hibaku, and I come all the way from the great fictitious nation of Wakanda, here to introduce your co-host. So if I may, he is a wild card, so mysterious you can never tell what he is going to do. He is the king of gorgeous, such a handsome, benevolent king, so merciful, so gracious. He is Mr. Sexy as a lottery. He is Hero, and I am he. Yes, thank you, Hibaku. Make sure you get us those Avenger tickets, baby. We need those Avenger tickets. You know why? We need 3 of them, because I didn't come here alone. Because
I am your OTC, the other co-host. That's right. But all those things being said, I just want to say one thing. I love you, Hero. Let's go.
Thank you. Thank you.
Oh fuck, that's fucking funny. Okay. Oh fuck. Without further ado, we got our news cycles to talk about real quick before we get into the PLE. First things first, we want to send out our condolences and prayers up to Chris Bay, who suffered a crazy injury at Bound for Glory. So from the Wave, the Monday Night Wave, we want to send out our prayers for sure, man, because that was just absolutely insane.
Yeah, super scary. We talked about it off air, but yeah, there's a lot of people that donated from all promotions. Everyone seems like a good guy that everyone likes. It sucks that it has to be him. It sucks that it has to be anyone. Having a crazy ass injury like that is just wild, and being blessed and having people donate so that you really truly don't have to try to worry about anything. That's also a blessing. So shout out to everyone that donated, and shout out to Chris Bray. Hopefully him and his family. I don't know if he has a family, but best wishes to them, and hopefully he has a speedy recovery.
For sure. Sticking in just little somber news. Marco Stunt announced his retirement due to his doctor telling him to hey, your body can't go through that anymore. So shout out to Marco Stunt for having a nice little career in AEW, part of Jurassic Express. Definitely one of the AEW originals. He was there from day one. So shout out to him. Sending our quick congratulations to Ruby Soho and Angelo Parker for having their baby. That was a really cool thing to see.
Yeah, on Halloween, I believe.
On Halloween, for sure. And then into kind of indie news. WWE announced that they will be doing what's called WWE ID, which is basically branding 5 wrestling schools.
Schools, not promotions.
We'll get into that. Schools in the United States as of right now. From the looks of it, it is Booker T's Reality of Wrestling, I believe that's what it's called.
Yes.
Seth's Black and Brave, Rikishi's Knox Pro Academy, the Nightmare Factory, and I believe the other one was Elite Pro, which was in Connecticut, if I'm not mistaken.
New Hampshire.
Which I believe is where Triple H is from.
Within this makes sense. A lot of these are tied to, former WWE talent or current WWE talent. Mm-hmm. When I first saw it, I definitely saw that I saw a mixed bag of people being like, man, they're taking over the indies or indie promotions. which that wasn't the case, except with Booker. I believe Booker does have his own promotion tied to his school, right? He does have his own shows. Mm-hmm. So he's the only one that actually has a promotion or indie promotion tied to their school. The rest of them are just, schools. Within that, though, they are announcing that they'll be tagging prospects. There'll be WWE ID prospects who will receive funding and support to kind of funnel like their path to like WWE. Mm-hmm. I'm going to open the stage up to you guys and kind of like get you guys' opinion and see what you guys think about that and how that can like affect the landscape of wrestling.
Well, I for one think it is a great opportunity for indie wrestlers to be able to not only have a pipeline to take that next step, but have eyes on them. I think the biggest thing anybody wants is an opportunity to be seen, to showcase their talents, to make their dreams come true. So if you're hating on it, you're lame. That's my thoughts.
I will piggyback off of what DT said. To me, it's literally just the NIL version, just with indie schools or just wrestling schools. I don't even want to say indie schools, but wrestling schools. So yeah, if it's an easier way to get your dream job, if your dream job is going to the E, then that's fine. And also, it benefits everyone because they're not going to be tied down. Like if they want to go to AEW or wherever, they can. So they don't have to accept the offer if WWE does try to tag them. If they do get eyes on them, that means everyone else is going to get eyes on them as well. So that's beneficial to a TNA or a New Japan or AEW if people are getting the eyes, because we know that we know the E is a machine, so it's like it'll be all over Twitter, it'll be all over everything, Instagram, it'll be over everything. So those will go on our eyes, and also again, if it helps people. If it helps indie wrestlers or indie stars, living out their car, not live out their car, I support that. I support getting a money. It's I don't like when we choose when it's not okay for someone to get the bag based off of what our preferences are. Like we're fans, and what I saw was just a lot of fear mongering and a lot of people like hating on it or shitting on it, or again just fear mongering. It's like when you see like fans and certain quote unquote journalists react to it negatively, but you see like indie wrestlers throughout the fucking country praise this and be like, thank you, like for an opportunity. It took 20 years for Adam Pearce to get into WWE. It took Motor City Machine Guns to finally get you. Like if this helps certain talent not have to grind as hard, or I wouldn't even say grind as hard, but not like, again, like living out of your car and not being noticed for 2 decades, then I think this is a benefactory for everybody.
I do agree with the sentiments of like, this being pipeline to WWE. Like I said, if this is a way to get to your dreams, go for it. I'd love that entirely. I think a lot of the fear mongering comes from the idea that WWE does have or has had their foot in a lot of different things outside of the United States before. In perspective, or I guess in the sense of like the NXT UK, like that kind of like demolished like their indies. If that's what I've been reading. I also want to know what's WWE's part in like the training of this individual talent. Let's say, are they taking 20% of your merch? What's their cut in giving you this deal? What are you signed to? You signed to a 5-year? You signed to a 4-year? What does the stipulations of these contracts look like? And we will only find out as this process gets more unveiled, later down the line. But nothing comes for free, right? But at the same time, 100% of nothing is nothing. If I got to give WWE 20% of me to kind of like, if they're going to get me to the main roster or whatever, hey, 80% is better than 100% of nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like you are now in the pipeline, getting someplace. You're giving 20% of your merch away or whatever that may be, that hypothetical number. But if it's helping you accomplish your goals and dreams, that makes a lot of sense. I'm just interested. I thought I saw some rumors where like, the talent would also be able to sign with other promotions. They'll just let WWE know first, and they will have the ability to like, the restricted free agency that we were talking about in the DMs, to where like, hey, okay, well, we'll give you this offer or we'll let you walk kind of thing.
Yep.
That seems fine. I guess the only counter to that is that what if they sign everybody, but WWE's not going to sign everybody to this ID branding? Like there's no fucking way possible.
No.
But yeah, I'm okay with it. This is fine. Like if they get their hands on people who want to go to WWE, this is not the entire school goes to WWE. This is not you're not locked in like that. It makes sense. It just has to be. I have my eye on it. Let's just say that. I won't say anything too negative because I don't know anything. But as of right now, I have my eye on how this process is going to work. But I am optimistic that it will help people get to their goals and dreams and get it back.
Yeah, I'm optimistic too. So apparently they already have 5 people already signed to to that deal, but we don't know who it is, and I'm kind of scared of the name coming out just based off of fans. Like, I mean, obviously we know there's neutral reactions, and then there's like the weirdos who are obsessed with whether it's tribalism or whether it's just being weird. And I'm just curious, like, to see like what happens when those names come out and how people are going to treat them and react to them, because wrestling. I mean, the IWC, as far as the internet goes, obviously,
fuck the internet, bro.
Absolutely. It's just
too much.
People are weird. You just like we talked about it last week with Samantha and Ricochet stuff. Like, just they're weird. So I'm just I just hope that people just don't start attacking, like, oh, look at this motherfucker, he sold out, he's going to go to the E, he doesn't, he's not a real wrestler, or all that shit, dude.
Nobody stays in WWE for life. I mean, very rarely does people stay in WWE for life, right? There's
damn Ghost Rider, hold on.
The Terminator. But my thing is that with like the school and people who are running these schools, I don't want any like abuse of power either, to where like, hey, like, we want you to sign here, but if you don't sign here, then you're not going to WWE, like that power struggle, because we don't know what happens at those schools. We don't know how they operate, who their trainers are. We don't know what's being said, but I don't want the abuse of power to happen either. Like, it is a lot of power to tag certain talent, and kind of push who you think is really cool. So I guess my words is power dynamics. We don't want that to happen. We want them to be able to still work their indies. Like, you not working certain people because they're not tagged WWE talent or WID talent would be a little weird too, especially in indies, because you got to get your shit off. And then once again, like, how much of them are they selling to WWE? Like, are they taking your trademark, your name, or copyright your name or stuff like that? Like, what are they taking? Once again, we'll find out all this as like this process moves on. But as of right now, that's all we got about the WWE ID. Goldberg announced his retirement match will happen in 2025. And the fans go mild. Crazy.
The fans go silent, quiet.
Mild. Nobody's no.
You
don't see John Cena versus Goldberg in Saudi next year?
God damn.
The only thing that I am looking forward to for Goldberg is his entrance. That's it. I want to see him come out the back with the security guards, cracking his neck, looking like a roided up cokehead, which is not even possible. Come out, big.
It's definitely possible.
Come out, big explosion, hit the ring, and hopefully it's Gunther standing across from him. 3 chops, and Goldberg is out of there.
You don't want Goldberg to take the title? Goldberg just takes Gunther's title?
Oh, no, bro. No, we need a real retirement match. He needs to take that 3-second pin, that 3-second tan. We got to... No, I think Nick Nemeth, FKA Dolph Ziggler, he said it best, or he booked it best. Ring starts, we get the jackhammer, the spear, Gunther kicks out at 1, we get a 3-minute match, everyone goes home, but Gunther wins. Let's get it, pack the shit up, bro.
Let that man get speared by Braun Breaker. The passing of the spears. He got the best spear now. Like,
he gonna have to get speared by. There's like 4 people he got to get speared by.
Yeah,
at least 4.
Yeah, we saw Kari's spear today. Really, that spear was vicious. Man. You know what I'm saying? Bianca, she got a good spear too. You know what I'm saying? And there's the big dog. The tribal chief.
Fair.
Jey Uso got a spear now off the ropes.
Yeah.
That definitely happened. We have some contract expiring / roster cuts, if you want to say, if you will, or departures. 3 only happened Friday. Was it yesterday we found out that they happened?
Yeah, this was yesterday.
It looks like Tegan Nox, Indy Hartwell, and Baron Corbin have been released by WWE. Corbin is the one, I believe his contract won't be renewed, and the other ones got released, if I'm not mistaken. So they have the 90-day non-compete on them right now.
Yeah. It's something like that, because they are the only 2 that have the 90-day, which I don't know how long it's going to take for that law to go into effect. I thought it was already in effect, that we weren't going to do 90 days anymore, but maybe that's a next year thing. But yeah,
I think it applies to employees. I think because they're independent contractors, there's a loophole around that to where they can still do 90 days because they're not technically employees of WWE.
Well, that's interesting. Well, yes. But yeah, I thought it was interesting that they were the only two that got the 90-day and not Baron Corbin. It always sucks to see people lose their job. And it's a very competitive business, especially, you know, when there's a crazy good crop of talent, and it happens in every company. I'm glad it's not the same in the VKM era where they're just like letting motherfuckers go all willy nilly, especially ones that are currently in storylines. Even though Indy did have a match this last SmackDown, she's not in like a current storyline or anything, and we haven't seen Tegan on TV in probably like 6 months. Who's healthy? She just hasn't been used, and Baron is
very
healthy too, and also just they'd had nothing for him. I guess it's unfortunate. I really like Baron Corbin. He's definitely had some shitty gimmicks that were insufferable, but he's a good in-ring talent.
Turned him into something.
Yeah, and he's like, you know, anytime he's given something, he tried his best with it. His NXT run that he just recently had when he was tagging with Braun Breaker, and it was a nice shot of like revitalization. It showed like he's a good dude. I don't know if he's going to continue to wrestle. I feel like the ladies will. If he doesn't, I would love to see a good barbecue show for him. Is like him cooking. There's money in that. If he does go back wrestle, that's fine too. But yeah, it sucks. But
yeah, I'm just a little interested, or maybe slightly frustrated in the aspect of like, you know, these are talent that got drafted, right? And they're drafted in the draft, and we have high hopes and potential for them. With the especially like Indy, because Indy was NXT champion. She didn't need to be called up when she got called up. She was doing really well in NXT when it was happening, right? And then she gets brought up. We don't really have anything for her. Phenomenal fucking talent. Has the frame to be an amazing fucking wrestler. Like, has great in-work ability as well. And then with Baron, it's like he also got brought up, like you said, off of the back of like that tag team with Braun Breaker, doing a phenomenal job. We then see him do the little bit with Apollo where we thought like they were going to be a team and whatnot. And that's not a thing anymore. So it's like just the way that we bring up this talent and then like just drop them like they're a bad habit is kind of crazy, especially when like they're fan favorites. Like especially Baron. Baron has a nice little following of people who like who he is. You can say the similar thing with like Dijak too. Dijak is another one that was loved in NXT, did not need to be called up, and once he got called up, he got released. So the process of what they're doing with this draft and how they utilize his talent is a little questionable. I get it that we don't have, you know, spots for everybody, but at the same time, if that's the case, just leave them where they were at in NXT. Like, don't get people's hopes up and then drop them. I'd rather, hey, it didn't work out, he left NXT. Cool, no harm, no foul.
Yeah, I don't know about DT. You got anything?
Yeah, I mean, I tweeted earlier when the news broke because I saw a lot of people like laughing and making jokes and shit about people getting released and cut, and it's not funny. It's not fun. There's nothing dope about it. Laughing at somebody for losing their job when it wasn't their fault is kind of corny.
It's crazy.
Not even kind of. It's corny as fuck. But kind of the same sentiments. My biggest problem with it was kind of what you said, Loner, is like, I don't like the fact that it's, oh, we don't have anything for you, so we're going to let you go. If you call somebody up, in my mind, or you bring them over to a brand, whatever it is, you should already have a plan or an idea of what you're going to do with them or with their character before you even do it. Because a lot of these people, especially if they're getting called up from an NXT or wherever the case, obviously I think they're trying to rebrand NXT and keep it from looking like or feeling like a developmental program or promotion. But if you're bringing them up, you're essentially saying this person is ready for the main stage. If I'm ready for the main stage, you need to have a main stage storyline for me to perform. Exactly. Otherwise, let me know, hey, you're doing good. We just don't have anything for you right now. We're not going to move you, but there's other opportunities for you to help build WWE's brand or whomever's brand in other locations, right? We're going to send you here to do this, or we're going to send you to, now they got wrestling schools that they're obviously partnered with or whatever the case. We're going to send you to these wrestling schools and have you teach and prep the next stage of people or the next wave of, you know, new crop of wrestlers or whatever, but find something for them to do instead of bringing him up, show him a couple times, see what the crowd's reaction is, because we're not going to respond if we don't know who we're responding to or what they are.
Exactly.
You have to showcase these people so we can get bought in, and either we're going to hate them based on the fact that they're doing bad guy stuff, or we're going to love them because they're faces, right? So that was my thing. I don't like that shit.
And that was first, like you said, it is corny. I saw people like were tweeting at Michin like, "Oh, you're next," and I'm like, "Bro, that's trash. Like, leave her the fuck alone. Like, why would you want that to even happen anyway?" But also, I saw
Sean Rossap page and it said Isla Dawn was let go. I almost
like,
fell for it.
Oh, that one almost got me too. I was like, "Wait,
like,
what?"
Fuck out of here! Like, leave those women alone. Like, they work their asses off when they have their opportunities. And that kind of spins off like Tegan. Like Tegan, prior to people keep saying about Tegan like the injuries. Oh, she's always injured. That injury happened so long ago, right?
She's had multiple.
Like, she had multiple knee injuries for sure. But in NXT, she was one of those ones who could fucking wrestle. So like, leave her the hell alone. She's trying to like move on. You can work through injuries. She's healthy now. Let her go. Yeah, it just sucks. Hopefully everybody lands on their feet somewhere, find out where they want to go. I saw a lot of people tweeting at TNA to grab Indy. Like they think that would be a great role for Indy and TNA. I'm down with whatever you guys want to do. New Japan, TNA, AEW, work in the Indies. Just as long as you find your job or what your passion is, continue to do it. Free agent Dustin Rhodes. Dustin Rhodes is a free agent currently, so he's without a contract right now. I know DT had mentioned that maybe there's a spot for him with Cody in the E, especially after like last year where people were wishing that he had his brother in his corner during like the whole Bloodline feud and WrestleMania moment. Any interest in seeing Dustin Rhodes in WWE next to Cody Rhodes?
Yes, if Randy keeps staring at the damn undisputed Universal Championship like that. Yes, absolutely. Because Cody is going to need some help. He's got beef everywhere he turns around at this point. So I would absolutely love to see that. Simply for the fact of getting Cody some extra help, if you will.
This is as neutral as possible, but I don't care either way. If he comes, that's dope. If he pause, if he stays over there, that's fine too. I honestly don't care.
Okay.
And I mean that respectfully. I like Dustin. I think he's a good talent, and I think he could be a good trainer and producer as well. For the storyline purposes, it would be cool to have them back together. For storyline purposes, just like how we saw Arn that one time. Forgot what show that was, but I mean, Back
from Blood or Bad Blood?
No, it was
Oh, you're talking about AEW show?
No, it was a W show. He was backstage.
It might have been Berlin.
Was it Bad Blood?
No, it wasn't Bad Blood. It wasn't.
Are you sure?
It was.
He was sitting. I almost said.
He was at but I'm talking about the one where he's walking to the tunnel. He's like, "Don't worry, you'll have friends with you," and it's when KO and Randy return. That wasn't Bad Blood. That was I think that was Berlin, or maybe it might have been London. I don't know. Anyway, I don't. He's a good talent. I am fine with it either way. It's not going to change anything for me. But I would say it would be cool for the storyline purposes. The pictures, the photo ops would be good. But
the other thing is, does he want to wrestle too?
Yeah.
Like, okay, all right. That's something I'm trying to take into
I would
account.
assume so. Dustin is coming off of like a contract where he was wrestling.
Okay.
He was actively wrestling.
Do you want him to wrestle in WWE? Would you like to see him wrestle? Yeah. Would you want him to be like just a manager? Like, how limited of his role would you like Dustin to have?
I mean, he could be the heater. Like, he could be the person you fight before you fight Cody. Or if, like, Cody getting jumped by a bunch of people. Yeah, my big bro here.
Fair. Two more things before just one more thing. We can skip the other one. But ROH is possibly getting a TV deal. It looks like that side is kind of happening with like negotiations, and maybe there's a rumor that they're landing on some kind of network. Which would make a lot of sense because Jericho did beat Briscoe for the ROH title, and so now he's kind of like the head of like that franchise, I guess.
Hey guys.
Personal thoughts, I think it's okay. I think like getting them on TV would be solid. I think they need like a developmental like realm. I just don't know where you would place them at. Some people mentioned like True TV or something like that, where like they can come after like an Impractical Jokers or something like that, and then you kind of have like your show there. But it also makes sense because I feel like the last episode of like Ring of Honor was like 3 hours. Like they're pushing out a lot of content like really fast like lately. So yeah, I'm okay with ROH getting a TV spot. I'm fully fine with AEW having like some kind of like developmental, as long as it remains a developmental and they don't mix the brands. Like I don't need it to be ROH.
I don't think ROH is considered developmental.
It should be. Well, not should be like, in a bad way. Like not in a bad way, but like we should have places where people can go to like just get reps, similar to like the dark elevations. Like that was really good fucking like time to like train. Yeah. Quick thoughts before we get out of
here. Jericho should have never won that title. That's my thought. If they get if they do get a TV deal, that's fine. I mean, again, if they get a TV deal, that would be great. I think there's certain stars that are stuck there for whatever particular reason. Athena, that deserve to be
there. She said she wants to be there.
She deserves to be on TV.
She does.
And again, we talked about this multiple times. If you're the boss, sometimes you got to say fuck what the wrestler is saying. Like you are a star. True. You are one of the better women on all three of these rosters that I have. You should be on the show.
The longest champion in wrestling right now.
Yes, ever. Yeah. But it doesn't mean shit if people can't watch it. I mean, it means stuff, but it does it at the same time.
I won't devalue what she's doing. It's like she is a fucking star, and I would love to see her on Dynamite, you know, on the main roster and whatnot. But she is doing incredible work where she is at, and she wants to be there. So I can't be too mad at it. It'd be different. Like
I'll be mad for you. I'll be mad for
you. Then be mad at her. Don't make it seem like
I'm mad at Tony. You are a boss. What? Tell her to come to the show. To come to the show that needs viewers. That is your main show.
There was somebody that said TK wasn't a boss, and then they got killed for it.
But, you know, hey.
As far as Jericho and Briscoe, what's his name? Sorry, I almost fucked it up. Briscoe. Thank you. I didn't want to fuck it up. I actually watched the match last week. I don't want to see either one of them wrestle.
Okay. Okay.
I did. I listened to the pod, and I was like, I didn't like the match.
I thought it was entertaining.
I thought it was entertaining. They were bleeding. There was a broken ladder, little heel spot, some help. Yeah, all that. That's great. It just looked like two old men. You ever see two drunk old uncles fight? And like they go to swing, but they don't really hit each other with the right power, or they miss. They slipping all over the place. That's how I felt when I was watching.
Have you watched a Moxley match?
Hey, wait, watch your mouth. What are you talking about? The hell are you talking about? Hey, next segment.
Okay, all right.
I had the shit about Bliss and like the imposter and like all that, but we'll skip that.
Stop getting scammed, people. That's the story.
Yeah, please, let's just say that. Stop getting scammed.
Stop falling for it.
Scammed.
Keep the money in your pocket. Keep the money in your pocket, dog.
His granddaughter's tuition over to some scammer. Like, don't do that, bro.
If I'm your crazy. Bro, hey, bro, hey, let one of my grandparents send some money of mine somewhere. Shit,
pushing granddad down the stairs.
Fuck it. Here we go. New York Times reports that a man who was convinced that he was in a romantic relationship with Alexis Bliss gave up about $1 million in retirements and his granddaughter's college fund to the imposter posing as Bliss. So he lost $1 million plus the granddaughter's college fund. Getting scammed out of $1 million is crazy, bro. Like
listen,
$1 million, like not 20,000, 30,000. Even that's crazy too. But $1 million, bro.
I'm gonna say something controversial here, potentially. How you spend that much money and you ain't hit? That's it. That's all I gotta ask. It's common sense. At that point, you got to think about it. I'm not saying
this nigga don't believe in true love. No.
No. I just want to say I'm not saying that there's a price on women's bodies, but what I am saying is if you're in a romantic relationship, if I spend money over, actually, I'm not gonna put the price because I just said I wasn't. But if you spend a lot of money and you're not receiving anything in return, and you've never seen them in person, sounds like mental illness to me. Sorry.
I mean, the second part is a lot more serious than the first part. You got fresh and fit DT out here.
No,
Yo, that's insane.
no, that's bad. That's crazy.
You ain't gonna do me like that, bro.
No,
Fresh and
I'm
fit
joking.
DT is nuts.
I love women and respect women. I'm just talking about common sense. Just common sense.
I love the niggas
Copy,
clean up. I
please.
love women. I respect women. Y'all just. I just want y'all to know. I
The
love
back
women.
paddle.
All
The
right,
back paddle's crazy. This
The
nigga's
back
moonwalking.
pedal?
man. Cover two. Safety going deep. Backpedal like a motherfucker right now.
But he has a certain point. Like, you should meet these people. You should not be like, and like it was this year that we talked about it on the pod about the one dude who was sending money to, I think it was to live next to his dying wife.
Yeah,
Like,
that's crazy, bro.
Wait, wasn't that the dude from Portland?
No, this is a completely different one. Well,
Okay,
there's
I
a
think
dude
it was
from
two
Portland.
people.
yeah, no, I think
Yeah.
it was the dude from
Yeah.
Portland.
There's a dude from Portland.
I
Yeah.
didn't think his wife was dying though. Okay, well look,
No,
She was done. That's what. That's what the
yeah.
story was. Yeah,
Yeah, she was. Yeah, which made it even more shady because like,
That shit was crazy.
yeah, I'm in love with this woman. Did you sit
I'm
next
just-
to your dying wife on the couch, cutting the
I'm
interview?
waiting on my wife to die.
Nigga.
I'll be there at Raw.
Wife need medications and shit like they like. Nah, I sent that to live. I'm Daddy
Yeah.
Tom.
But yeah, old people. You got to protect your old people because scammers are very
They hit.
They will target. They like
They
to target
hit
old
them.
people. DT and I were just talking about this a couple days ago. Actually, it like scammers are getting way better. They like to target old people specifically because they're a little more naive and gullible when it comes to like iPhone technology or new technology in general. Yeah, so like if you have an old person with money in your family, just ask them, "Hey, are you talking to somebody online?" Just like I don't know, just like, "Hey, make sure you don't answer certain phone calls or tap on certain links that seem suspicious."
Well, it depends on how you bring that conversation up because they might think you ought to get them, and then if they got money, they're not gonna give it to you when they pass. So
But
you
then
gotta-
that's when you put
you
them in
gotta
the
toe the
home
line.
because they're becoming paranoid and senile.
We're gonna spin out of this for sure. 1,000%.
I'm trying
don't
to
get scammed, people.
I'm trying to
Just-
get gold
just-
in the slippery slope Olympics. Just
don't get scammed. Check on your parents, your grandparents for sure. Let them know that this shit is not real.
All right, before we get into Crown Jewel, because we almost gonna skip this. We're about to talk about Crown Jewel, everybody, and it's the three of
Clam
us.
Jewel?
Yeah, Clam Jewel. It's the
Wait, clam?
Yeah, no, that's the adult rated video. Wait, did I watch the wrong show?
Yo,
this
straw.
is great.
Edit this out.
This is great. This is
Yo,
great.
my editor over here.
This
Yo,
is great.
like, what if we had like 33 minutes? Yo, straw. Edit this out for sure. You listen
This
to
is
it right
great.
now. When you hear the playback, cut this. My bad. That's straw, my editor.
That's why it was like
Tonight.
dun dun dun. Like before it did it was the Pornhub sound. My bad, y'all. I gotta go watch this show. I watched the
We're
wrong show.
1,000% cutting this straw. Cut this shit the fuck out.
So hey, here's what's disturbing is if he was watching that, I was sitting next to him because I was at his house. So the whole time I'm watching Crown Jewel on the TV, he over there watching Clam Jewel on his phone. That's why you wasn't paying attention.
That's why our O's were different. Pause.
All right. Okay.
He think I'm joking. Yo, straw. Yo, cut this shit. When you hear this segment, go directly to a review of like Crown Jewel. For sure. All right, what I see. Sing that cash up for all your editing skills. You do a great job. Phenomenal.
Let's get into it.
Clam Jewel out. Before we get into that, I do have a brief question.
Okay.
Rhea just got injured, right? So
Right.
we just found out that Rhea is going to be out for a little bit with the fractured, orbital socket.
One of her
bone.
orbital bones. Or...
Yeah. Fractured orbital bone. This week, I also watched NXT, so I saw the Julia Stephanie tag team match against Roxanne and Cora, which was fucking fire. Like
Nice.
them women out there fucking going crazy. Here's my question about y'all. Do y'all think it's possible that Julia could win the Rumble? And do you think that it's about time that we had an NXT person win the Rumble? Based on like the way the landscape of the women's division looks right now, we talked about it to where like yesterday in the group chat we mentioned like there's nobody currently like who's up next, right? Who's going to be the Liv or to battle Liv? I said Charlotte, maybe too early. Io, maybe not. We're thinking about people. Mm-hmm. Right now, NXT is flooded with a bunch of talented women. So the question remains, is it time that we could see, you know, an NXT talent win the Rumble, which will give us a completely different storyline than what we ever seen before? Because we haven't seen an NXT talent win the Rumble. Mm-hmm. How do y'all feel about, like, maybe not necessarily Julia, but let's say a Roxanne won the Rumble? Like, how?
Damn, you stole
how would that work?
You stole it. I was gonna say if there's gonna be any woman in NXT to win, it's got to be Roxy. Plus, it would be a fair fight because they match up well.
You can choose any champion.
So I would say Roxanne Perez for sure. Current, she's been doing it. She's in the system. She's proven she can put on good matches. Every time I watch her wrestle,
when she did pop up on Raw, she did have a great match. She looked great on TV. So yeah,
yeah, I would. Yeah, she could be like a sneaky one that throws somebody over the rope.
Well, okay. So you asked two questions. So the so the first question, I'm gonna say no. It definitely shouldn't be Julia. I wouldn't predict Julia anytime soon. Like if I had to choose between Stephanie and Julia, I would send Stephanie to the main roster first. Just based off of stuff that I've seen, I think there's still amazing, great talents, but I feel like Julia is going to be there for maybe a little longer than Steph. I imagine Steph being called up before Julia. To the second part, I think it would be interesting for an NXT person to win, but it's not going to come. I don't think it's going to come out of nowhere. So, like, if we all of a sudden, let's say you guys said Roxanne. So, like, if Roxanne loses, well, she doesn't even need to lose the title first. But if she all of a sudden is just on all three shows or some shit, similar to what we've seen with Lash and Jakari, I could see it definitely happening. I think it's something that it's very possible, but I don't think it's going to come out of nowhere, especially in this current era where everything is connected and there's Easter eggs and there's all sorts of like threads that are going on between all three shows. There's an ecosystem. There's like cohesion. So I think it's possible, but I think they would let us kind of like know a little bit. It's very similar to every other person who wins the Rumble. You could like, even though you could always be surprised, like it didn't have to be Bayley, but the way storylines were going, it kind of made it seem like it was for sure going to be Bayley, and then it ended up being Bayley. They could still always pivot and give us a swerve, but it usually it's based off of storylines that are like kind of cooking up. So I don't think it would come out of left field like that, but I think it's very possible.
I like the idea of like that's like a Roxanne winning the Rumble because it does the unpredictableness. I maybe don't want to see the Easter eggs. Maybe I'm like, oh shit, they actually decided to put the rocket on Roxanne. Like that would be fucking insane. To kind of pivot away from how we view, you know, WWE. Like we're really good at predicting what the hell like the plan may look like. We may not be 100%, but we're definitely in the ballpark of let's say like 60 to 70% on everything that we talk about. So like to just go. We're extremely tapped in. I think that maybe some moves should kind of throw your untapped in people for a loop. Like, I don't want to be tapped in too much where I'm like, okay, I know exactly what's going to happen here. Although it is good, but like, let me see some shit that comes out of nowhere. And I thought that like,
I was going to say, not to throw shade to this other place, but this company
always throwing shade. Always throwing shade.
They don't cater to
the shades there.
They don't cater to the tapped in. They cater to everybody. So that's why I feel like it might not happen. But I do see your point, though. I wouldn't, you know.
Yeah, I kind of think of it like the high schooler going to the NBA. I think that like that's kind of how I compare like the NXT person winning the Rumble. However, the reception online may be a little different. I don't think some people be happy, but other people be like, yo, should have been Charlotte. It should have been Jade or Bianca or Rhea or whatnot. I think by creating a star out of NXT immediately, you automatically put them in a certain position to where like they should like be able to succeed. But yeah, that was my question. I'm glad we got that out. I thought that was kind of cool to think about for a little bit because they are talented. NXT is booming right now, the women's division. Men's side, little questionable. But the women's side, fucking smoking.
Yeah, no, the men's side is lacking for sure.
Maybe that's
Except
why
for
they
Oba.
kept Trick.
Shout out to Oba.
Yeah, well,
Oba and Trick, yeah, like them two is.
Yeah.
Let's get into it. Crown Jewel. First segment is OG Bloodline versus New Bloodline. DT, this is your realm of Bloodline angles and shit. You are a resident Bloodline member, so I would like you to take point on this. What you got going? How do you feel about the entrances, the presentation? Take it from start. What you thinking?
The first thing I want to talk about is Solo or Bloodline 2.0's entrance. I'm very pleased with how Solo's being presented. I'm very pleased with how he's been on the mic. I'm pleased with his command of his bloodline. They get in the ring, they come out together, they get in the ring, and then they start circling Solo while he's got the finger up. I thought that was dope. I hadn't seen that before. I don't know why he laughed. I thought that was like a dope little adage for them.
That nigga twisted. That's why you laughing. That nigga is twisted, bro.
His brain is different, bro.
It's different,
Mr. Wild Card.
Literally.
But this is what I wrote down. I said, super heel energy, truculent miscreants ready to flip a table. That's what I felt when I when I saw them come out. Like,
you the TI of this podcast also? You just throwing big ass words in it.
You heard that nigga?
Hey man, I felt how I felt.
Oh,
the sword.
Throwing random words that don't mean shit.
They do
Interdimensional protractor. Superman punch. Like, what, nigga?
This nigga's stupid. So then obviously Roman comes out, and I'm thinking they're gonna do the normal one person come out and then stand at the ramp, and then the other person come out, whatever the case. Jimmy, Big Jim Moose, curbing on curbing.
No.
He come out with Roman. They put the ones up. I'm like, okay, they finna switch to Jay's music. Nope, they get all the way in the ring. And then it's a little hush. I'm like, oh shit, Jay's about to come out by himself. And sure enough, and the crowd explodes. So I'm thinking he's about to come from the ramp. Nah. This is true main event. Jay Uso, your former Intercontinental Champion, comes right out in the crowd. So much so that he could barely get to the ring. They had to bring security guards. That he had 3 security guards that had to help get him to the ring. He gets to the ring. He gets up. He's bobbing with, doing his thing. He dancing. And then the camera pans over. And you see Jimmy smiling like a happy little big brother. You know what I'm saying? Just happy his brother back. Just excited. And then it pans again. And you see the OTC with the most disgusted look on his face. And I said, damn.
That nigga had the Robert De Niro face.
Yeah, he's really good at that face. He's really good.
Really? Like, this is what y'all popping for? Yeah, him?
And the Yeet pop, the Jey Uso pop, was bigger than the Tribal Chief pop.
It might have been the biggest pop the whole night.
Like, that shit's crazy, bro.
Yeah, we'll talk about it. Because them singing Randy's song was wild, too.
Yeah, that was. You're right. I'm glad you brought that back up. So Jay gets up on the turnbuckle. He's yeeting. The crowd's yeeting. They off beat, but everybody got the energy going. And then the camera pans again back to Roman. And Roman is like, really? Okay, enough. Come on. Like, get your ass in the ring. You're doing too much. And I'm like, damn, there's still going to be some cracks through the match.
Now,
get into the
pause.
Because
quick little backstory, because we didn't talk about Smackdown or whatnot, but they had a segment on Smackdown where Jay particularly comes out and kind of like exposes his heart to Roman, right? Tell him like, we equals now, like you manipulating me emotionally, mentally, physically, and whatnot. And then all this nigga Roman said was yeet. Like this man exposed his whole like heart out.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, so how you feel about that? Yeet. We good. Like I'll say whatever I need to say in order to get you in the ring, kind of thing, to get you on my side. And that's what it kind of felt like. A little emotional manipulation was still there. The old Roman may still be there, maybe trying to play coy. But resume. We're in Saudi, and he's in the ring looking at Jay all kind of crazy and whatnot. Match wise,
yep.
How we feeling? Like what?
I thought it was a very entertaining match. I will definitely say that it was very entertaining. Yeah, it was a good match.
I didn't take issue with the match. I did see quite a bit of tweets saying it was a sloppy match or it wasn't that entertaining. Which is interesting because if you step back and look at it, the Bloodline matches, they follow the same formula for the most part. There's always going to be a ref bump. It's going to be some shenanigans. Yep. But when you got 15 family members you're trying to fit into a 30-minute segment, you got to do some stuff. So,
correct.
A couple of things that really stuck out to me, or really I guess the one big thing is, or two rather, sorry. Jimmy and Jay, even though they've been apart for a year, they twins, so it's obvious, but they were moving in sync. They're synchronized for the most part with a lot of their tag team moves. Then it gets to a point where Jim is not on the apron. Jim is on the apron. Mm-hmm. And the crowd is screaming OTC and we want Roman. Jimmy is hemmed up and he's looking to make a tag. The crowd is screaming. Roman puts his hand out, expecting a tag. And Jay looks at the hand. Does not tag this man. Tags his brother Jim. And that moment I was like, damn. There's still cracks. It's still going to be cracks.
Yeah.
Which
I love that.
They have to do it because they sped this up. They sped this up a lot faster than they probably should. But, cool. So we get the cracks in the Bloodline. Going back and forth. Roman finally gets in the ring with Solo. They duke it out for a little bit. Then there's a ref bump. All hell breaks loose. Everybody's in the ring. The biggest thing that stuck out to me in terms of Bloodline 2.0 is Solo is in full control. He was telling who to tag, when to tag. When he wanted Jacob to let him in the ring, he pointed to the rope. Like, you push this ring down and let me in. I'm your tribal chief. He slides in. Like, there was nothing that Solo wasn't in control of that entire match.
And I think that's the really good detail of, like, what they're trying to tell you here is that, like, while you want this OG Bloodline to come back, this new Bloodline they evolved. They're in sync. The synergy's there. Like, what you're looking for in this team actually has over here, but you just don't want to root for Solo. But I definitely paid attention to that. Like, especially at that tag spot, because the moment that you mentioned where Jacob does come over and he's like, tag me. He immediately tags him. He gets him in the match, and like they're running. Solo is for sure tribal chief. He's in control. Yeah, as much as you don't want to say it, like he has the pull.
And it goes back to what Harold said on a couple of pods now that he wasn't just a brute. He's been paying attention. He's calculated. He's been thinking, and he's very intentional with everything he does. So. Cool. We get some more gang warfare ensues, and then we get another pop, a nice pop from Sammy. Sammy pulls up.
You didn't talk about who won the match. You did. You skipped a little bit.
Oh, bro, I did skip that. My bad.
Because literally, Fatu goes full Super Saiyan, goddamn God mode, and like he. In the line in the Avengers where Tony Stark was like, "We got the Hulk, like we have a Hulk," like that was like the fact that yes, they were outnumbered. They're still out, they're outnumbered. But Fatu was the main difference in this entire match. Like, I didn't write no spots down, but like he took out Jimmy, then he took out Jay. Who Jay was holding his own because they're making it during this match. They are one of the other things that they're doing is like they're showing us that like Jay
is strong.
He is strong. He's like he's not just verbally saying he's equal. I mean, clearly the pop is there, but like he's not just some guy who's just going to be thrown to the side and then he's asleep for 15 minutes. But Fatu literally transforms like 30 different forms, takes out all 3 of them, which sets up Solo for 2 spikes, or as or as Big E said, just punishing his throat. Punishing the
crazy. Big E did say that at the end of the
punishing his throat is nuts, yo.
And then Solo gets a pin over Roman Reigns, which
now
is
a definitive pin.
In
definitive pin.
The third person this year. Fourth person ever, third person this year.
The best part about this shit is the crowd was quiet.
Shocked.
He took the air out that damn building, and I was like, that's what he needs. Is that moment where, like, I got this pin, and nobody in Saudi clapped. There was no pop. Like, anytime, like, even like a villain does win in, like, you know, the WWE, you get some kind of clap from the audience. It was quiet, bro.
Was like, it, would you say it was similar to Brock and Taker?
Nah, because even that, people were like in horror, like, oh my God, like there was like, they couldn't believe it. There's still some kind of like belief. This was quiet, bro. This is a huge crowd, sold out crowd in Saudi, and not one thing was said. It was so bad. I was like, did my audio go off? And then Roman does like the low blow, or he hits like, he tries to swings back at Solo, and then the crowd picks back up because Roman's like trying to like fight back. But that moment after he got the pin, bro, they was not feeling it. And I loved it. I loved every moment of that. Like that's controlling the energy in the arena.
Yeah, I was not mad at Roman losing this match.
No, it made sense. Like the synergy was off. OG Bloodline has some cracks. New Bloodline has been firing all cylinders for months now. Like it makes the most sense. Now this is where you said like their gang warfare is ensuing. We then get the Sami Zayn pop because Sami shows up. Now with this particular part, Sami comes out to help, right? He gets jumped a little bit, but then they end up with Solo in the middle of the ring. It's OG Bloodline in the corners looking to take out Solo. Sami goes for the kick. Solo rolls out the ring, kicks Roman in the face. Square in the face. Best part about this is fucking Solo and haha, look what you did. Yep. I'm like, this man is no, he's different, bro. He's good. The comedic Solo has been working, man. Like the look at y'all stupid dummy, stupid. What you thought you was gonna get me? Like I love that. I love that part of Solo, yo.
Same.
But
he's grown so much in my eyes.
He's grown a lot.
And I didn't expect that collision. Like that collision that Roman and Sami clash. That shit was that shit was cool as fuck. It took me off guard. I was like, because like usually when you see that spot, that's when all 4 people get their shit off. But like, it was like a beam struggle for a hot second to make it a bad analogy. But yeah, I thought the collision was dope as hell, and it sets up further storyline. And to piggyback off of what you guys both said, like, yeah, I think New Bloodline should have won this because. Assuming we're getting a War Games match, which just it's been looking like that for a while now. For months, actually. It makes more sense for the faces to win that, in my opinion. And that's when you get The Rock come out or something, and then whoever. We'll get to there when we get there. But yeah, to me, storyline wise, it makes sense that.
Or you don't. Can you you have OG Bloodline, or you have OG Bloodline lose? Because once again, you still ain't got the chemistry we got. And maybe like that is the one. Maybe like Rock does interfere and like gets on Roman, because the last time we seen Rock was what was that? Atlanta.
Yep, bad blood.
And they haven't really talked about that either. They showed the clips of what happened, but they haven't talked about the Rock and his involvement and what he actually meant. But that would make sense that he would pop up at Survivor Series. Maybe he interferes in the match. Maybe Solo's about to lose, and then we get a Rock bottom out of nowhere. A ref's going to go down in War Games. Actually, it's War Games. Everything's like legal. There's no need. So it's possible. I would honestly like the idea of New Bloodline beating them, and then it still builds up more heat going towards Rumble, Mania, kind of like season and whatnot. But either one's fine.
Yeah. One thing I wanted to point out through all this time, Roman keeps taking feet to the face. Every time something big is about to happen or happens with him or a turning point, he gets kicked in the face. He either gets a chair in the back or he gets kicked in the face. So that's just something to keep in mind. If you think about it, he got kicked in the face by both of the Usos twice. He got kicked in the face by Sammy
True.
this time, and then obviously at Elimination Chamber, he gets kicked and he takes the kicks.
Yeah,
He gets
that's true. I didn't break it down like that, but you're right.
It's a lot of people's offense is super kicking. Like almost every person has a super kick or an enziguri or some shit.
So to wrap it up in summary, we got Roman takes a pin. Jay came out last during the entrance, so he's moved over and tried to be equal and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
He gets kicked in the face by Sammy. But it seems like maybe there needs to be some kind of order, right? Maybe perhaps we're missing a wise man to kind of like tie this all together.
Yeah,
maybe that's what the missing piece is.
I think that is the missing piece. I think, and we got 28 days until War Games. They can make it happen. They can make it happen. And then once Heyman gets involved, and like once we get a Usi Juicy or some shit, they'll be in sync, and then they'll get the dub, or they won't get the dub because Rock shows up finally or something. But yeah, I smell what you're cooking, Loner, and I think we need a high. DT's my counsel, but they need the wise man. They need an advocate.
Yeah, definitely need an advocate to bring the group back together, kind of show y'all or tell y'all, remember who y'all was. We ran stuff. Now we got the fatal 4-way match between Damage Control, Jakara, and Lash, Chelsea, Piper, and Jade and Bianca. This was also a fire fucking match.
Pure chaos.
Before we get to how great this match was, and I actually wanted to cut you off in a way.
Mm-hmm.
Why the fuck are there only 2 women? That's what I wrote down. Why are there only 2 women in to start the match? Where's the common sense in that? Now, I'm sitting here, I asked you the same question. Okay. I said, ain't this a fatal 4-way? And he goes, yeah, it's a stupid rule, and I'm glad you asked that. But yes, this is a fatal 4-way. I said, why are there only 2 women in the match to start? It makes no sense. Then he breaks down, theoretically, you get tired, you could just tag anyone. It's like, why would I want to tag somebody else in so they can possibly take my opportunity to win?
You are right. These are the rules of wrestling. You are right, though.
Yeah, it makes no sense to fucking hate it.
It's fucking dumb. That is dumb. That's the only thing that really made me mad about the match. Everything else was fire. They was cooking.
Mr. Quattro, Mr. Hero, would you like to run point on the fatal 4-way match here?
Sure. I mean, there's really not. I mean, I literally only wrote like one sentence, and that was pure chaos because that's 2 words. But no, the match was great. It started off a little slow. But it started off with the 2 best women, in my opinion, which is Bianca and Io. Crazy. Like, I need a best of 7 of them.
Can I make a quick statement?
Yeah.
Remember how we talked about that? Like, the Rock Austin comparison is Rhea Bianca.
Yeah, we still.
What if it's Bianca Io?
I'm here for that
because they are in sync, like on nobody's business, bro. It's so fucking crazy the amount of good matches that they put on together.
Yeah.
As much as I love the idea of Bianca Rhea, I think a more accurate description might be Bianca Io. Like, they are light years out. That opening segment of this match, bro, cook.
It was great.
1,000% cook.
It was
don't
great.
miss.
Yeah, no, they have not missed. I mean, there was a match in Portland. Yeah. Anyway,
cook.
Yeah, so it was a good match. It was kind of hard to pay attention to who was legal and who was not until at a certain point it got to that limit, and that's when we started to get into chaos. And it was every woman looked great. All the suits were all fire. Man, we got some. Kairi Sane was amazing. Honestly, probably my MVP besides a Bianca, just because, like, man, those elbow drops out of nowhere, bro. Like, those just was heat. I love Kairi Sane. Chelsea was a great, she's a star. She totally gets it. When she said she wants to be the female Miz, like, I see that for her, and I see even a little better because Chelsea, she gets it. Piper looked great. Lash Legend looked all 8 women looked great. This was honestly for me, it's between this and the male triple threat. And honestly, it's kind of like tied as far as my favorite matches of tonight.
Oh,
and
yeah,
because this, like once this match kicked up, it was just nonstop, and it was I know it was great. I can't think of any other like crazy spots I want to particularly. I mean, the move.
I got a couple.
The move with Lash and Jakari, that power bomb, that was nice. When Jakari jumps off of Lash, that was nice. Like there was a lot of nice spots. There was 2 slip ups. But whatever, like Io made those up easily because she did a slip. That's fine. 3 seconds later, she had a sexy ass missile drop kick. It was all forget it, whatever. Yep. So,
I don't think there was off the top of my head, there wasn't a spot that Lash Legend was involved in that was not awesome. I think everything she did in there, she needs to be on the. To me, she need to be on the main roster.
Okay.
And I wouldn't do the theatrics of we calling her up, we doing this. Just put her there. She's there now. She's there. She's been there. Her and Jakara have been there for the last month. Just bring them up. You talk about making the women's tag team. You talk about making the women's tag team deeper, etc. All of that, more talent. You literally just infused 2 women who right now technically being carried by one, but they're both great. They're both great.
Of them are
down
great.
for it.
They work really well together.
Yeah.
Lash is just really fucking strong, bro. Like it's like insane how strong she is, yo. There's the military press spot where Jade's like carrying Chelsea, and like she just throws Chelsea into Lash's hands, and Lash just takes her and just dumps her off like that. Like she's too fucking strong, bro.
Oh man, the back and forth with Lash and Jade. The one that you clipped, that you posted or that you shared.
Yeah.
Loved it. Like it was just
fire, bro. Man.
And then we had Daff in there. It was just there's so much good black, so many nice black women in that match. I love it. But she was slapping the jewels off her, bro. That shit was fire, bro. I was
everywhere. She was literally slapping the jewels off. That was everywhere. This match was definitely well deserved with the awesome chants. They started off slow, but the crowd got into it. And I was noticing like when they came out, like there was really like not really a pop for like the women's entrances and whatnot. Like they weren't too loud.
It's because they're women.
Yeah, it's because of where they at.
Damn, I wasn't gonna say, but you're right.
But you see, they couldn't deny.
They couldn't. That's the point where I'm getting to. Is that they couldn't deny that this match was fucking dope. Yeah. All the spots were really solid. Like I said, the minor botches, like even with that, my MVP of this match was Io. I think Io had a lot of like synergy with a lot of different like tag teams in this match.
Io's good. Absolutely.
Yeah. Match finishes with Jade and Bianca retaining. Which is that an issue for the group? Does anybody have any objections to that?
No.
Oh, go ahead, Hero.
Okay. No. I'm gonna say yes and no, and the only reason I'm saying yes is because of your previous question about since Rhea's gone, the lack of talent on the Raw. So, I don't want to say lack of talent, but like the lack of star power on the Raw women's side. This could have been an opportunity to split up Bianca and Jade, that way like one of them could go to Raw. But also at the same time, I can see there's a couple. I'm not even going to say that. I can see why Jade is still in the tag team with Bianca, and I'm not mad at it. And they're still elevating those titles so that, again, similar to what Gunther did with the IC, or even what Miz did with the IC, it's like they're making it a little more prestigious. Prestigious, and that way when they do lose, hopefully it'll be for a good team, and it'll put that team over. So.
Yeah.
I didn't have a problem with them winning. I did want before the match, I was like, I would like to see Piper and Chelsea get it, and like they get it based on like Chelsea getting knocked out and falling over on somebody, and then gets a 1-2-3 count, because that would be Chelsea-ish, like with the way she's been in the ring and stuff, and then she could still celebrate and be obnoxious and all that stuff. But that's who I wanted to win, but I didn't have a problem with Jade and Bianca winning, because when you see them, they're physically imposing. They're both strong as hell. And Bianca is Bianca.
Yeah,
put them together in a long, the long TV shot. They just stand out against everybody else. So Yeah.
I agree. I'm not mad at who won. I do also believe that, like you said, like maybe the split would have came because you don't have, the talent on Raw side, but this is also the moment where you can create somebody. Like, let's try to push somebody. Yeah, I loved it. Nothing bad to say about that at all. Like I said, Jade is fucking growing, but Bianca is just, she can be anything, anywhere. Yeah. From here, we're gonna get into
hit the Reading Rainbow. You can do anything.
I like that. That nigga's a legend.
Hey,
right.
yeah. Shout out to LeVar Burton.
Bronson Reed, Seth freaking Rollins. Reed pops out in the MF Doom attire. Shout out to Doom, Rap Snitches. This one's really cool for me because it's just hip hop oriented, man. Like, he's a huge hip hop fan. Doing this, on like the anniversary, like MF Doom's passing, really, really fucking dope to me. I thought that was tight, bro. But this is not my segment to talk about.
Hey,
Hiroko.
Oh man, whew. Hey, all right. So this match gets start. It starts straight to the violence. Before the bell even rings, Seth doesn't even let him get his full entrance off because he immediately attacks him at the ramp. I'm here for it. Come on now, you can't be meowing like that. Sorry, my cat's out. Oh, time. Oh.
Because y'all missing something big. Real quick, Seth comes out in Space Jam 11s. Now, the last 2 years I've been watching, I have not seen Seth wear Jordans ever.
Yeah.
So even the cat agreed. Even the cat was like, "Yeah, I ain't seen it either."
So he was about to be hooping, but that's all I wanted to say. Go ahead. I got some other shit.
Oh, during Seth's entrance, which his top half was given Missy Elliott, to me. Y'all know the video I'm talking about with those weird ass stuff.
Stand the rain.
Yeah. When DT saw the shoes, he's like, "Are those Jordan 11s?" And he's like, "Show me this nigga's feet."
Bro, I was in awe. I
couldn't tell he wrestled. I couldn't tell if he's wrestling in low top 11s. Like, if this nigga wrestling in lows, he's fucking crazy. But either way, I'm like, that's also called back. He's been scuffing up Bronson Reed's Jordans all goddamn week for the past 2 weeks. Mm-hmm. I like it. I'm gonna stomp you out in Jordans. I like it, bro. I like it. It's cool. I'm fucking with it.
Man, so we got all that violence before the bell. Then the bell rings. We get straight to some more action. We get an early tsunami, which, is like, oh, fuck. I mean, it looked like that might have been it, but Bronson wanted to play with his food, which he tries to go for a second. Then Seth counters. We get an early curb stomp. Bronson Reed kicks out. Unprotected ass finisher. Love the stomp, but it is not protected. But, then we more action pursues. I didn't write down too many spots except for the ending sequence. But you got something?
Yeah, real quick. I got Bronson ate all the chops. Like this, they really amplified his strength in this match. There wasn't a single attack that Seth did except for his finisher, which I also have I got some shit about. But except for those finishers that Bronson didn't eat. Like, he just kept coming and kept coming and kept coming. And don't make that face. Relax. Come on, just keep it going.
That's what he said.
I mean, that was worse. You should brought to you by Long Richard. Long Richard.
And then the superplex off the top rope. And Bronson went all the way to the top rope. He didn't go to the middle rope. He went on the bottom rope. He went all the way to the top rope.
And it sounded like something broke when that happened because there was like like there was something. I was like, reinforce the ring, nigga. Like, what the fuck? Like, I thought the cameraman failures. Like, there was if you rewatch it, there was a sound at the suplex. Like, something knocked. Something happened. Broke. Yeah, something broke. He a big boy.
Somebody was late on their cues when they dropped the boxes.
Oh,
For sure.
It was a callback.
That's right. That's right. So yeah, Bronson. There's a point where Bronson grabs the stairs, and they're like, "This is going into the DQ," and he's like, "You don't care. It's about the vibes at this point." And then that sets up a stomp on the stairs, and then DT, you want to go through the finish?
Yes, actually, I do. So Bronson was playing with his food, like you said. He was taunting Seth. Seth goes, "You should have finished me when you had the chance." He gets mad. They're outside the ring. Gets the steps. Stomp on the stairs. Rolls him in the ring. Stomp in the ring. Oh, but Seth is not done yet. No. Super stomp off the turnbuckle. Bronson Reed is busted open. And then I got to thinking. I looked right at here and I said, how many finishers does Seth have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 plus 5. Because this shit's impossible on WWE 2K. Okay? You can't do a super finisher after you do 2 other finishers because it costs 3. So I need to know specifically how many finishers does he have in stock.
Let me turn down my volume. It's because that nigga was locked in. That's why. Seth was locked in. He wore those Space Jams because he was hooping, locked in. That's what that's what I'm talking about. And I don't want to hear nothing about the wrong guy won. Nah, because Bronson still looked like a star, and more than likely Bronson's going to interrupt on Raw anyway, and the feud's going to damn continue. I don't want to hear that.
All right, let me get into that. Let me take it from here. All right. First off, I do like that. Your boy was locked the fuck in. He was hella locked in. I also think, you know how Roman got his Superman logo? We need Seth with the Stomp logo on like a track jacket.
Yes.
I think that Seth man would be. I like that.
Might look too close to a Shaq logo though, but I'm rolling.
It depends how you do it. But we'll see. One of the spots I liked in this match was the fucking the spinning sit down powerbomb. You know I love powerbombs. Mm-hmm. The Bronson Reed spinning one was fucking dope to me. That shit was hard. Mm-hmm. But to talk about post match, yes, Bronson popped up, looking this man dead in Seth's face, and Seth is mouthing the words, "What the fuck is wrong with you? What's up, bro? Like, what you on, man? Like, and you want some more? You know where I'm gonna be at." But he's saying it, but he's also kind of scared. You know, like you whoop a nigga ass, you like, what you want, bro? You want some more? And he don't want none. Seth didn't want none after that. No, he backed the fuck out. He got the fuck out of there. All right.
Yeah, he's like, the same thing will happen. He said it 3 times. The same thing will happen. The same thing.
Same thing.
It was more like reassurance. He's like, it'll happen
while
again.
He's backing up.
While he's backing up, bro.
So the camera also pans to Bronson, and Bronson's like, "Yeah, I want more. Like right now. Like come on. Like after."
Yeah. And overall, the shot with him like getting back up and just standing, you like the blood is like almost leaking from his temple. It makes the kaiju effect like look so much cooler too.
I loved it. Cool. My note was Bronson is on that super soldier serum. He is unbeatable. But I like it. I was thinking like, oh man, like, you know, based on the way that they are interacting with each other, we're probably gonna get like maybe something happens on Raw. I wouldn't be mad if they ran this one back too. Like this was great. I do understand the idea of having Bronson win, but the way that the ending did work, like you said, it made him look mad fucking strong. He didn't look weak. He wasn't sitting there like laid out. He didn't slay the monster. You survived
the monster, bro.
You survived the first phase, but this is a Dark Souls fight, so you know the next fight is going crazy. Phase 2 is different.
4 stomps, and then one of them,
for sure.
Yeah, 4 stomps, and one of them, you know, took a steel step, which he still got out of that pin.
Still ate.
He ate that, and still like
he ate that.
And there was the one on Raw was it last week or whatever? He took a stomp on a car, and then he was back up throwing trash cans and shit.
That's what I want. That's what I want out of like the monsters, bro. Make them feel like, oh shit, bro. Like he does not die. Like he won't.
Real quick, I would say that this was obviously this was supposed to be the match that was supposed to happen at Elimination Chamber due to like other circumstances with Bronson's wife, and I forgot what happened to Seth. I think he got injured or some shit. But yeah, this was the match we were supposed to get the last Elimination Chamber when in Australia, and I feel like I mean, it sucks that we had to wait this long, but this was a really good match.
It wouldn't have hit the same based on like the things that have happened before this match, like them brawling, the production truck like spots on Raw, like it makes the most sense. The fucking original tsunami spot where he's doing the 6 tsunamis, like all the build up to this match made the most sense, and it felt good. Like this, I was pleased. This is my match of the night. I loved it.
Nice.
I felt like the emotional investment matched what I got. I loved everything about this.
Seth got to hit him with a car.
Yeah,
this shit's going. It's going
too.
3.
No, you got to pull up the
3 matches.
Yeah.
No, he got to hit him with the production truck. Get in the truck.
Yeah.
Drive that bitch off, bro.
Yeah,
it's going 3. It's going 3 matches.
Here's my question to that. Is that like, Survivor Series is coming up, right?
Yep.
I would love to see a rematch happen, but also at the same time, we did get Easter egg nods to Seth and Punk.
Right.
Seth versus Punk can be a thing that you could do at Survivor Series. It is a little quick to do that build. I think, like you said, we only got like 3 weeks to do that. I don't think you want to do that in that time.
They're gonna do that.
Yeah, that's a Mania match.
But this is a time where we can start like flirting with those lines. The
real question is if that feud is going to have a title or not, because there's a lot of people that are speculating that Seth is going to get this title back so that feud can have a title. I don't think it needs a title, but there is a possibility that we might get Seth and Gunther, which we still have yet to get that 1v1, and then Seth eventually gets a title.
And let's talk about that, because they announced that there will be the fatal 4-way match or for the number 1 contender spot, which is Ray, Priest, or not Ray, it's Seth, Priest, Dom, which is why I said Ray, Dom, and Sheamus. And one of those winners, or out of those 4, one of those will go on to face Gunther and whatnot. So it's a possibility that it still could be Seth versus Gunther for the title. But my question is, does Punk versus Seth need a title?
I don't think it does, but I can see if they wanted to do that, I can see why they would. But I don't think it needs it. One of the reasons I don't think it needs a title is because in this feud, Seth is more than likely going to be the heel. And then we would have to see Seth get the title and then go heel after beating Gunther, who is already an amazing heel champion. Because Seth is definitely going to be heel in this feud. Whether it's even if he is the righteous heel, like a la of Kevin Owens or whatever. But yeah, he'll definitely be the heel. So, but yeah, it doesn't need a title. But if it happens, I don't know. We'll see when we get there. But I don't think it.
Just think about like WWE's philosophy when it comes to like it's always babyface versus heel. Like Punk is unironically the babyface all the time. He couldn't even be a heel if he tried because the people love him so fucking much.
I mean, it depends on who he attacked. I feel like if he beat up Roman and like made Roman bleed, I feel like people would boo him.
No, because even then, like people would love the fact that you're going after the big guy on WWE. You're going after the Messiah, no pun intended, that is stuff. But like you're going after that guy on WWE. If he attacked Cody, maybe. But even then, people don't like Cody. I
think he'd get more heat on Roman just based off the history of like him burying Roman. Like the reason why people hated Roman until literally he got leukemia again was mostly because of Punk and Vince McMahon like forcing him down our throats. But it was also because Punk's podcast, like you got to make Roman look strong. Like he helped make it cool to hate this guy, which is why Roman doesn't really like legitimately like him as you mean, or to my knowledge, allegedly.
Allegedly, this is all rumors. I need to put like a tag in front of the pod too, because we don't. This is all our thoughts. Don't take any of this. Don't sue me.
Yeah, we can figure something out. I could write something up for you. Real quick, to answer your question about the Fatal 4-Way, Seth Rollins is not going to make it to the end of that match. I think it's going to be Damian Priest that ends up winning. And Big Bronson Reed is going to come out and eliminate Seth from that match. It's a fatal 4-way, so there will probably be no DQ, obviously. Yeah. So yeah, you could just eliminate that off rip. I think that's what's going to happen. Could we
also eliminate Priest because of Finn?
You could try, but he just But
Finn's been looking for this man for a couple weeks. Finn's been asking about Priest. You think Finn about to let Priest get another?
You've been asking about me, but I just beat up your boy last week. So if he was really looking for me, you could have found me.
But the boy won, right? So this is what I'm thinking. Dom wins because of that, but it also makes, because of what Loner said, but it also makes Finn crash out even more because Finn is getting really irritated with other niggas keep trying to go after this title in this group other than him. He's slowly been crashing every single time. Dom's like the last couple of weeks, like he's been looking at Dom really different,
real crazy. Yep, he has.
So if Dom won, he'll crash out even more. And honestly, and Dom and Gunther, that's a nice quick little feud. You know, he gonna chop the shit out of him.
Once again, philosophy: babyface versus Dom is a heel, probably the biggest heel.
He's the super duper heel.
Super heel. So heel versus heel, you're gonna have the crowd automatically cheer for Gunther. What makes that all of it sounds great. I'm cool with whatever.
They might cheer for Dom. I mean, honestly, Dom was
not cheering for Dom.
Hell,
cheer for Dom.
Rewatch the beatdown again. He was low key getting some cheers from when Priest was beating him down after he won. Watch it.
I gotta watch that.
Yeah. Also, we just saw heel versus heel. The next match that we're about to talk about is heel versus heel.
This is true. It is. I was questioning that too when I was watching it, but it's a little different when it's like that was kind of forced to happen because both of them are champions, but they're on completely different shows. Before we head into that though,
okay.
Are we mad at the fact that if it is Sheamus versus Gunther?
Yes.
Okay.
I am.
I think banger. It's gonna be a banger.
It's gonna be a good match.
If it's a quick one-off, like.
If it's a quick one-off, like
I wouldn't want it for Survivor Series. Do that shit on a Raw. If it's if it's on Sheamus, do it on a Raw.
Do it on a Raw.
Because Survivor Series are gonna be long as shit. It's gonna go back to a 5-match formula. Both War Games matches.
Them niggas. Let Sheamus on the main. Sheamus on pay-per-views is money.
Yeah, but Sheamus.
That nigga don't
money.
You don't miss.
Last
time they did it, we had a great triple threat.
If it's Sheamus,
phenomenal, probably one of my favorite triple threats.
If it's Sheamus, put it on a Raw.
Okay,
and I mean that respectfully because we know it's going to be a 5-match thing. We're going to get 2 War Games matches. We'll probably get a women's title match, and then we'll probably get Cody and KO again, or I don't know, or might even get Randy and KO. So
that's not done.
Expect a 5-match formula, and 2 of those are already gone. So we got 3 left. And could a Gunther and Sheamus be on a PLE? Yeah, absolutely. I'm not discrediting either one of those talents, especially Sheamus, all the accolades that he got. But if he won, I'm just saying put like that should be the go home show for the Raw. Put it on a Raw.
Okay, put it on a Raw. Sponsored by Long Richard.
That was great.
Nia versus Liv is the next match. Because once again, this is not my segment to talk about. DT, this is
it's not mine either because I didn't take no notes.
Gotta take no notes. He didn't take no notes.
Cool. I said, hey, I ain't take no notes.
No notes. This is mesmerized by the green suit. The green onesie. Or not onesie, that's disrespectful, but whatever the term is. Nia versus Liv happens. This is for the Crown Jewel Championship. This is the first of the 2 matches for the Crown Jewel Championship. My initial thoughts going into this is that I expected this to be a quick match. I didn't expect this to go long at all. I also knew the shenanigans were coming, which is one of my gripes with this match is that like it's the same shit that we get a lot of the time throughout SmackDown and Raws, as far as like the interference and everything. But overall, I did enjoy what they were trying to do. There were some spots that were really cool. Liv ends up like climbing Nia's back when she stands on Nia's back, and Nia turns that into a Samoan drop. That shit was fucking hard. I believe there was also like another was like a super Samoan drop where she tried to do or something like that. Yeah,
off the middle rope.
Yeah, off the middle rope. Like solid match. As far as chemistry, they did the best that they could. I knew going into this like they're just limited. Once again, complete size difference. My issues come in because now we have Tiffy who comes in for like the cash in, right? She bumps down the ramp, looks like she's about to cash in, talks to the ref. Ref asks her she wants to cash in, and then Nia's like, "What are you doing? Time and place. Yeah. What are you even doing? Go home. Get out of here. Yo, like nobody's dead, nobody's down. Who you gonna pin? Go." Tiffy kind of changes her mind, comes back down to the ring. This is what prompts the Judgment Day to come out, or Dom and Raquel, and now we get Raquel stopping Tiffy from going in, Tiffy from cashing in. It's just
it was a lot of shenanigans.
A lot of shenanigans, bro. I'm a little fed up with the shenanigans, especially for like just Liv side, because all the Liv shit is shenanigans.
It's because she's tiny.
That's
all her
bullshit.
opponents,
And she's a heel.
all her opponents
in a gang.
no.
You're a heel in a gang.
And once
your gang
again,
is going to help.
If you the heel, you go hit that nigga. You
No.
go take this.
Then what's the point of the
same
gang?
way.
Listen.
At some point, you got to be the boss of the game. You got to take a crazy hit.
Judgment Day has
go hit somebody.
Judgment Day has no leaders. That's the whole point. Didn't you listen to Finn?
Yeah. He did say he was tired of being a sidekick. Tired of being a sidekick.
Oh fuck, man! It's just a lot of shenanigans. Also the pump fake with like the cash in. It's like, will we? Won't we? I'm tired of it. Just a little bit.
Yeah.
Over the pump. At least with like no direction, you know, because currently they keep like trying to like misguide you with who she's going to cash in on, and we know it's all going to be Nia because she had plenty of opportunities to take it on Liv or take it from Liv. But just the whole misdirection thing, the will they, won't they, just a little fed up on that end of the spectrum. With that being said, though, Liv does end up getting the win in this match, and she is the first Crown Jewel champion. And on that side of it, I feel like it is well deserved for Liv. Liv Morgan as the person is a phenomenal fucking person. Great talent. She does what she's grew a lot. It's just more so for me and Liv's beef or Liv's run has a beef. It's just I wanted her to be a more definitive like champion. I want to have one match where you like, oh damn, she fucking did that, or she played a huge integral part of the outcome of the match, and not necessarily like the Judgment Day playing the integral part.
When it's somebody her size, I promise you, and I'm not even trying to be
that's
funny.
Fine, but we can do that. But if that's the case, do that where it's like, oh, a Lyra, like she can battle Lyra, and they're the same size. Like I'm okay with that.
She's not beating Lyra clean. I do not think.
What?
Liv, I do not think. Look, she's not beating Lyra clean. Absolutely not. I don't think Liv is going to beat anybody clean. I think that's part of the character. Roman didn't beat anybody clean except for Matt Riddle in 4 years. That whole Bloodline run, Matt Riddle was the only person he beat clean. That was 4 years.
I just feel like, look, my point is just like when you look back in the history books of like women's champions, I wanted to be like, oh damn, Liv had a solid run. This was a great run that she led, and not that was led by the love angle of her and Dom or the Judgment Day or whatever. Like,
but okay, so are runs about the wins and losses, or are runs about the storylines?
I think it's a little bit of both.
That's a good question.
I think it's both. I think there's a good balance of both. You know,
well, she hasn't had any bad like her storyline's mostly been attached to Rhea, and then that's a hot storyline. So like you can't say she has a bad storyline. So and she's winning the matches. You just don't like the way she's winning the matches.
No, I don't like the way that like it's not a definitive like you can't line this run up with like, oh damn, look at Becky's run over here. This was a storyline Becky did with the title. It's fucking phenomenal. She fought this person, that person, and it was like, damn, she was strong. We can't say Liv is a strong champion.
I mean, if she's winning, yeah. I mean, I don't know. She's not losing. So she's not standing. I agree that she's not standing on her 2 feet, but I mean, like, it's not the first time that we've had heels cheat.
But this is the first time where the heel is not the one doing the cheating. Like when
she's in a
like,
it's not
or
the first
orchestrating
time. I just gave
the
you
cheating.
Roman as an example.
No, that nigga orchestrated all that shit. The whole Bloodline was him orchestrating who to place in what situations.
But he still controlled cheating to win. Is he still not having
Maybe that's the thing too. Maybe that's also the issue is that Liv doesn't even feel like the leader of her faction.
Because she's not,
like you said, there is no leaders.
It's Judgment Day.
There is no leaders.
Street
but that
bro,
also
I'm wearing
can
a shirt right now, bro. You know what it is, bro. You will be judged.
There is no true definitive like Liv's running the spot. Oh, Dom, go hit this person over here. Raquel, what are you doing? Go do this kind of thing. Like, and maybe that's what I'm looking for. I don't know. I just feel like her run is meh to me. It's winning by the masses because fucking WWE Online loves these fucking clips of her and Dom. Those motherfuckers are viral and they shooting. It's just I just prefer something different. But that's just my opinion.
There's a reason.
I don't know for sure. And that's also another reason why I don't like that, because it's more the sexuality based about it than the actual like talent of the person. Mm-hmm. Like that's my issue is that, oh damn. Oh, look what Liv's wearing. Oh, you see she was riding Dom.
She's
2 million views.
Yeah. But
like
she can wrestle though.
She can wrestle. That's my point. Anywho.
Yeah.
Or
we
my
can-
bad, DT. Go ahead.
No. We good.
I mean, that was the end of the match, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was it. Yeah.
All right, cool.
Oh wait. I did have one thing. I said this out loud, and then I started seeing it on Twitter after I said it. That belt is bigger than Liv Morgan.
It is.
Yeah, that's why she wasn't.
Yeah.
That's why she didn't wrap it around her waist. That's why she was holding it.
That belt is gaudy. When it's in the case, you could, and they had it sitting up, it looks crazy. But then when you actually put it on the person or next to the person, that shit is insane.
Yeah, it's fucking nuts.
Yeah.
I'll take this one real quick. This is the KO versus Randy, or what was supposed to be KO versus Randy, was actually complete chaos by KO. Before we get into that, Saudi was singing that shit. Saudi was singing that shit, yo.
So much so that was the only match that they brought out the decibel meter for. That's how loud they were. You didn't see the decibel meter on nothing else.
No, they brought it out for Cody, but it did not hit. It only it only went to like the 90, like it went like to 96 and it like dabbled at 100, but like Randy's was like what 105 or some shit like that.
Yeah, they were singing.
They
brought it out for Cody. It was quick.
They tried to bring it back. He's like, this shit ain't hitting. This shit not hitting at all. Put this shit away.
Exactly.
Yeah, they were singing that shit. I respected it. I was trying to think, was like the wave, when the crowd was doing the wave, was that in Paris when they did that? Was that France when they did the wave, like in the crowd and whatnot?
Yeah.
But I'm like, this is like the first time where like crowd is mad active, yo. Like the international crowds once again are just smoking the US crowds. But like before, or as Randy's on the turnbuckle doing his pose and whatnot, he gets hit in the goddamn back of the leg with a chair strike by KO. And I was like, oh, okay. This nigga crash out. You trying to get some damage on before the bell ring. Fun fact, the bell doesn't ring. There's no match. This is not a match. Not even a chance to. So much chaos is happening here. There's like the back slam that happens on the table from Randy. As we get inside the ring, there's more chaos as like refs come down to try to stop the fight and whatnot. We then get Pierce and Aldis who come in. Fucking Randy RKO's Pierce. And I was like, smart man.
Yeah, and before that, KO stuns one of the refs.
He stuns the ref. Yeah, I was like, oh, what the fuck is going on here? But yeah, Randy RKO's Pierce. And I was like, smart man, you fucking RKO the GM that can't get you in trouble. Big brain move. I see you. But completely unhinged. Just takeaway, I was really expecting this match. I wanted to see this match. I don't know if this segment necessarily made me more pissed off that the match wasn't happening or the fact that I got pump faked. I hate getting pump faked. Like, I'm sitting here like, damn, I wanted like to see them go 1-on-1. I'm waiting for it. This match is a non-compete. Fuck, I hate it.
Don't pump fake me though.
But the table spot was cool because then the segment ends with KO jumping onto Randy through the table, and they're like, yo, we need to get Randy to a hospital, XYZ. I do like the tie-in here, right? Because Triple H did say, I'm trying to protect you from him. We have never seen him like this before. Do not you want the match? Fine. Don't listen to me. I tried to warn you. And now we see what he was mentioning, or what he meant by that is that KO didn't want the match. He just wanted to fuck you up.
Yep. My as I was writing the notes, I was like, because you had the refs come out, you had the officials come out, you had the GMs come out, and I was like, damn, the only person that could probably stop this match is Triple H. And in my mind, I just assumed he would come down with the mic and be like, see, this is exactly what I was talking about. Like that whole thing.
You wanted this.
No.
Yeah. Yep. Now you got to let him get his ass whooped. And then I'll talk to you in Gorillas. Like I told you.
We won't see Randy until after. We might see him the week before Survivor Series, but we're not going to see him for at least 2 weeks. Minimum.
Do you think it would be dope to do it to where Randy is on the closeout show or the go home show before Survivor Series? Like he pops back up on that Friday. Like I'm here. Like
I would, if you can push this to Saturday night main event, I would do so. I wouldn't force these two to interact again until then, because the real beef is with KO and Cody.
True.
And now that you've done the little champion versus champion thing, and technically Randy is on the shelf, KO can turn his attention back to the person that he felt that really betrayed him or was the first person to betray him, and you can get at Cody for Survivor Series.
And if I'm not joking or not mistaken, like, was it this show where Cody was talking to Randy? Like, I can't wait to get my hands on him. Like, you know, well, Randy was saying something to the effect of, I think it was yesterday, I think it was SmackDown, to the effect of like, oh, there won't be nothing left of KO after I get my hands on him. And Cody's like, well, I'll just take whatever you got like afterwards or whatever.
Mm-hmm. He got a whole lot left.
So he got a whole lot. He got a whole lot left. Mm-hmm. And so, yeah, I think you are right. I think they do turn their attention to KO versus Cody. I like that a lot. That's a good Survivor Series match too. Like that's a good one to have. And
it don't have to be for the belt. Like the belt doesn't have to be on the line. This is just I'm about to fuck you up type shit.
Like, it's gonna be on the line.
You think so?
Yeah, but
does it need to be? Like, it doesn't need to be, but like
it doesn't need to be. But the nigga has the belt. You better. I'm trying to take everything away from you, just like you took away Randy from me, because Randy chose you over me. I'm trying to. This is for the belt, and that's probably when Randy will come back. Honestly,
but here's the thing though: if it's for the belt, Cody's not gonna lose. If it's not for the belt, you have the option of having Cody lose to KO. With if you're building KO to be this version of KO we never seen before, he could just be as vicious and a hitman and a prize fighter, all the shit that H was building it up for the last week. But if he's on this is a different KO than I've ever seen.
Right, but if KO wins, then there's going to be a title match anyway. So then just nip that extra match in the bud, and then just have this match.
What you're talking about? We're talking about the WWE. They want all the extra matches. They want to. If I can give an extra match to put on this show over here or put over, they're going to do that. I do understand what you're saying though.
I think you have the wrong.
But also WWE stretches shit out. Pause.
Yeah. Hey yo, long Richard. No. And you can officially pull Cody out of the Bloodline vortex, as y'all like to call it. His focus is on not getting his ass beat by KO every goddamn week.
Yeah.
At this point, I would have KO at his I would have a shot where Cody comes off his bus, smiling, happy. KO out of nowhere with a goddamn pipe or something. As soon as he step off the bus,
I need KO.
We not done. We not done. I'm not finished with you. Like,
yeah, I like it. That makes the most sense that he will be unhinged and doing unhinged things to Cody, like watching him, like just on stalker weird. Like, I just want to terrorize your life.
Mm-hmm. Hit him with a golf cart.
Yeah. That'd be a great callback. Yeah, so nothing too much happened. There was no match here, but it was a lot of, what ifs. And we kind of went through that already, but interested. Like I said, I didn't know if I liked it at the time, but after talking about it with you guys, it does make a little bit more sense of what they were trying to do here. And even I knew what the fuck they were trying to do. Andrade, Carmella Hayes, LA Knight. Yeah. U.S. Championship. Does it need to be said? Smoker, heater, fire,
banging,
magma,
hooper, hooping,
balling,
all
the euphemisms because this
all of it.
Cooking? Did we say that
yet? Cooking.
Match was fire. Match was great.
Fire, yo, on point, yo. I just wanted to be longer, like time wise. I need them to flush this out a little bit more because they just every time like it gets to the point where like they're in like rhythm, the match ends. At least for me, I'm like I need another like 5 minutes of this, yo, because they are cooking, yo.
They started off with obviously Melo and Andrade going at each other. So LA back up, and then if you were watching LA, he puts up 8 fingers. He was like, "Oh, is this supposed to be game 8? Like, cool, go ahead, do your thing." I was like, "Oh, okay."
But how do you feel about not having them finish that series? We never got there was no finish for it. This was the pinnacle or peak of that. Should they have finished the series before we got to this? Before they injected LA Knight into it?
Well, from a business storyline, no. Business standpoint, yes, because the last 2-3 times that they've gone to Saudi, the crowd was chanting for LA Knight. So of course,
big pop in Saudi.
If I'm your excellency, I think that's what Triple H called him. Yeah. I'm paying for LA Knight. I don't care how you get him here, but he need to be here. That's who I want to see. So from a business standpoint, yes, it makes sense. Storyline standpoint, they should have let him finish Game 7. But
Fair.
this match was fucking fantastic.
Fire.
So one little spot that was a little iffy, which Hero missed because I think he was watching Clam Jewel at the time. But
I did just I just saw the clip. I just saw the clip a second ago.
So and that I was like, God damn it! I was like, you got to get that out of your moveset. You keep doing it, and like every third time you miss it. And just to skip to the post show, he was like, I'm mad I missed the spot because Big E asked him about it. He's like, I'm mad I missed the spot. I'm about to leave here, get in the ring. And he said, I'm going to do like 3 sets of something for the next 5 days to make sure I made it.
Are you talking about the one where he climbs the ropes and then like
where he jumped which we talked, you and I talked about multiple times. I want that shit out of it was all before, and then like WrestleMania, he started killing it, and I was like, all right, I'll be lenient, but I still want that shit out of his moveset. And then now we get this moment again where it's like, bro, you I feel like you slipped more times than you've been successful with it.
Haven't.
I don't know. Just bro, you like 43, bro. Just take it out. You could do a suplex. You can still do a suplex. You can walk it up. Just walk up.
Walk it up. The spot was like it's cool. What I also like, I get it because like it was like the whole like dance thing. I think we talked about it here where like if you fuck up, don't let nobody know you fucked up.
Right.
But for that spot, we all know you fucked up. And in the moment where it was like nuts on fucking rope or whatever. Like at that point, sell into the rope, sell into like, damn, I'm like hurt or whatever, or something happened. But he immediately jumps off and then tries to finish the move. And it's like, sir, we all seen that. Like we could play off the fact that you missed or whatever, or somebody tripped you or whatnot. But he jumped back into it, tried to finish or did finish the spot. But yeah, I agree. The spot is interesting.
Just take it out your moveset, bro. You could still do a superplex, bro. You know, it's fine. You just ain't gotta hop up and do it. Like
what I was gonna say is the reason why at least this one he missed because there was no one there to grab him. So the times when he started making it after the first couple times he missed, the opponent is now grabbing like his back or the back of his legs, and it's helping keeping him there. So he didn't have that opportunity on that spot.
Yeah. But, to be fair, absolutely.
But yeah, this match was not all about that one botch. So
no,
they was hooping.
No.
Absolutely fire. Absolutely fire.
A lot of people's favorite match of the night I've seen on Twitter. The ending. The ending sequence, the last 30 seconds of this match was just so fucking heat. It was so
heat. Did y'all like the finish? I saw people were like a little confused about the finish. I love the finish.
I love the finish. The finish was heat as shit. It was my favorite.
The face buster into the BFT, like that shit
was hard.
That was hard.
Yeah. And you and I talked about it before. We talked about it earlier today with Io and Bianca, like Melo and Andrade. They're wrestling soulmates, man. It was a good 8.5 game series or whatever you want to call it, but they can rock this shit back again in like a year. I need a break, but rock the shit back like a year, because this shit is heat.
So if that's the case, who is the next one to step up to LA Knight? Right now on the SmackDown roster,
they'll probably run Santos back.
Okay, who else? Because that's not going to last.
I hate that I'm going to say this name.
You better not say who I think you're about to say.
It's a huge possibility. Like running it back with Maverick, running it back.
I knew you was going
with your boy Logan. Like it's a huge possibility. Yo.
I don't want that. I don't need that.
No.
I don't like it either.
He said he had like a year of parental leave or something. So, and also he's voting for the person who just called his hometown or his current home of state trash. So he should stay where he's at. Personally,
that's okay. He Team Taker. It's all right.
Who is on the roster?
Honestly, you could do Fatu. You'd probably be.
No. Hold the fuck up.
Out. You got to pull him out.
No. LA Knight needs to stay far away from the Bloodline vortex. Pull him away.
No, I feel it.
Get him the fuck out of there.
But yeah, it'll probably be Santos. If that's the first person I can think of. Because we saw him like 3 weeks ago talking about it. It was the week before Machine Gun's debut because he's like, I want an opportunity, and that's when he gave the tag team people the opportunity to get the ass following week from Motor City.
What if he does an open challenge to anybody? Says open challenge, first person to come on down, right? Music hits. It's Montez Ford.
I knew it.
Just Montez Ford by itself.
That's dope too.
I would love that.
Ford by itself.
I would love to see Tez 1-on-1 with LA Knight because Tez is already going to show up. He showed up this week on SmackDown too. But like, I would love it. I don't think it would happen, but as a fan, I would love to see that.
You're not breaking him up. He just said and he can say it, any superstar that's back there, whether you a single star or you in a tag match. So then at least it's not like, oh, why is there a tag wrestler going for a singles match? It's anybody on the card. Mm-hmm. And then that music hit, the Street Profits music hit, and he come out with his cup. And he talking big shit.
I'm for it. Like I said, like that would be fucking great. I don't know if it's going to happen, but I'm for it. All right. With that being said, it's time to get in the main event.
Woo.
Cody Rhodes, the American Nightmare versus Gunther, the Ring General, Crown Jewel Championship. Mr. Quattro, what you got?
I didn't write a single thing down for this. It was a good match. It was the match. I mean, it's what I thought it would be. Well, no, actually, because their stint in the Royal Rumble 2023, I think, was a little more exciting than this person.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was still a good match. I understand I'm fine with the ending and how it ended. It was a lot of people were like, "Oh, they did the Brett and Piper ending, whatever. That's fine because you don't want Gunther to look too weak because it ends with not a roll up, but it ends with a pin ish, like not a schoolboy, but yeah, just one of those random.
I didn't
pins.
like the roll up.
Yeah, I know,
but I hate roll up. That's just me.
It's just the only way to make neither one of these guys look weak. So I understand it. But the match was good. The match was good. I don't know. The match was good to me. To me, it did what it needed to do. Is it the best match on the card? Absolutely not. But it did what it was supposed to do, I guess. Is my take on it.
What you got, DT?
Before the match started, I told Hero I had Cody winning. And aside from the fact that Cody's Cody, but it was because they had already had Liv win. And at that point, if you're going to keep continuity, as we like to talk about, you can't have the world championship holder be quote unquote stronger than the brand title or the universal title. So that was the only reason why I went with Cody. Otherwise, stripping it down, I would have went with Gunther. And I think, like you guys said, I think it's fine. I just had an over-under on chops, and I met the chops, so I had an over-under of 9.5 chops, and that's what kept me interested in the match. Because
it was counting chops. Fuck the spot. Fuck the close pins. Chops, bro.
I need the chops. I need to see if Cody can take them chops. And his chest looks similar to that of his Uso, his former tag partner and champion partner, Jey Uso. So I was cool with it.
I felt like slightly underwhelming, right? Especially with the way the pay-per-view was going or PLE was going. I thought this was going to like hit a little bit, and it did have its spots. It wasn't too grappy though, which is like, I'm either entertained or you got to give me some wrestling. And I felt like it was leaning or lacking a little bit on both sides. But overall, I did understand why, Cody won. It makes the most sense. I also believe Gunther won last time in Saudi too, so you couldn't have win twice in Saudi. I thought King of the Ring was in Saudi, and that's when he pinned Randy or whatever.
It's funny because that's the same thing I said about Nia when we were talking about Nia when DT and I were talking about Nia and Liv on the couch.
You're not gonna have her win twice, or have them both win twice. And for the roll up spot, it was more so like was both shoulders down again. Because like the way he pinned him, it didn't look like both shoulders were down. But that's just what I saw. I could be tripping. But in that, I do like the aspect. I like the aspect of like, because on SmackDown he gets put out with the sleeper, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's how the end of the show was that Gunther ends up sleeping him. The fact that he learned how to counter the sleeper was by flipping out of it into a pin. So at the same time, there is some continuity in like, oh, I learned from my mistakes last time. You're not going to get me with the sleeper like you did, or you snuck up on me the night before. Yeah, overall, I'm okay with it. Nothing too fancy happened in this match. I wouldn't say it's like one of the premier matches of Cody's run or Gunther's run entirely. I'm glad it was just a one-off, and then we can let them do their own like separate things.
This might be a hot take or controversial, but I think both of the Crown Jewel matches were not that. They were just okay. They were to me, they were the lowest on the like. I'd give both, like, if I gave every other match like a 4, I'm giving both the Liv and Nia and this one a 3 at the or something. It's just very mediocre to me.
There's nothing wrong with that.
If you think about it, right? So just think about how this came to be. It's gonna sound crazy, but when they announced the champion versus champion, our expectations was high. Like when they were about to announce the belt, etc. And then as soon as they told us what the belt was and what it was going to represent and how it was only going to be in one place, that immediately took all of the energy out of those matches because you knew what it was going to be. And for me, this PLE wasn't going to be that interesting until, and I almost wasn't going to watch it until they started adding more matches to the card. And then once they added the more exciting matches to the card and gave me a reason to watch, then I was invested in all of those matches because the other two they're showcases. They're literally showcases. Yeah. So,
yeah, you're absolutely right. Once we all kind of collectively realized none of this shit matters, it was like, With that, they did announce that they gave them rings. So the belts stay in Saudi. They have rings. The rings is fat as hell.
Yeah.
Would you like to?
Someone made a joke. It was like, this is them trying to get MJF to come over.
That's funny. That's funny. Would you like to see them? Because the whole purpose of rings is to collect them. That's what he said in this little promo promo earlier. Is that he wants to see who can collect the most rings, which means that we're getting at least 2 to 3 more years, 4 more years in Saudi. I thought the deal was 10 years. I'm not too quite sure or like what the details were, but would you like to see one of them repeat next year? Because if you're collecting rings, you want to see somebody have 2 on their hand, right? Or do you want somebody new to have them? And now we have this person has 1, this person has 1. And now 4 individuals have 1 ring only. Like, how do you want to do this?
I go the second route, but if I had to choose, the first 2 time, I'm choosing Liv over Cody.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I don't want to see personally. I don't want to see Cody with the belt past WrestleMania.
You know, that's going to be my next question too, because when they announced it, he has 209 days as champion. He's been the WWE champion for 209 days. You just said you answered my question, which was, do we want to see his run go past Mania?
It's going to go past Mania, I think.
Okay.
If we're still getting him and Rock or him Rock and Roman in a 3v way, like, I don't know, it's going past Mania. Will it last till the next SummerSlam? I'm going to say no, or at least would hope so. I don't like crazy, super long reigns. I don't think your reign should be as long as a president's run. But
no, it's impact with the reign.
Yeah, no,
it could be a 60-day reign, but like you had impact in that 60 days. I'm cool.
Right, exactly.
And it doesn't. And me saying it doesn't have to be Roman again that gets the belt. Like, I'm not. I know I'm like the Bloodline fan on the pod, but I'm not saying that the belt needs to go back to Roman. It's just, you said it's been 209 days. And in 209 days, the most interesting thing that has happened has been KO. For me, to this point.
Yeah, KO.
And I don't want it to sound like recency bias, but you had Solo go after the belt like twice. He did the little friendship match with AJ Styles. He did twice, right?
He fought AJ twice. He fought KO.
Didn't he do something with Randy? Right?
No, he hasn't fought Randy.
He hasn't fought Randy yet. No.
Okay. So who did he fight at Bash in Berlin?
Logan, right? Or
No,
was
Logan was King of the Ring.
Oh, then it was KO then, right?
Let's find
Yeah,
out.
maybe that was he had the right. So he had the friendly bout with KO too. So like so far his bouts have been with someone we know who's not going to win the title, or a friend of his he's given an opportunity. And like giving a friend an opportunity isn't necessarily a bad thing because it could turn into something else, which now the KO thing has turned into something else. But it's taken 209 days for you to build a decent storyline that would make the storyline interesting with Cody. Cody's great in the ring. He gets a pop. I like him. But unless you can take it to the next level and make it interesting, it doesn't need to be, like Hero said, 365 days. Don't need to be 1,000 days. It don't need to, like, you know.
All right. Cody Rhodes, 210 days as champion, 7 matches in that reign. Initial, of course, is Bloodline rules. Backlash against AJ Styles. King of the Ring was against Logan Paul. The I Quit match was at Clash. SummerSlam was against Solo. Bash in Berlin was Kevin Owens. And now there's a steel cage match against Cody and Solo, which was where like the whole shit happened. And then today. So 8 entire reigns, or 8 title matches, including this one. Very womp to me. I'm sorry. There's nothing in there that feels exciting, like you said, until we get to the point where, we got to unhinge KO. Yeah. To answer that question for myself, it depends on who we have matched up for him to lose the belt to. If it is Roman, it's a safe pick. I understand that. Also, I think Roman's facing Rock. Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know who would dethrone Cody. It has to be a heel, though. So, whatever big bad's out there. Would you be mad at Solo?
Yes.
Like winning the belt? Solo's been elevated to a great spot, but Solo has to be elevated further for me, in my mind, to get on Cody's level.
Fair.
I get Cody. Like I said, I get Cody being a face and being who he is and what he means to the company and the kids and all of that stuff. Like, I don't dislike Cody, but the reign hasn't been that great. And giving it to Solo is not going to be it for me, because then I'm going to be like, all right.
No, that's probably going to be worse. Solo, honestly, Solo should get the U.S. title if we're going to keep it a buck. But
then you have to, I mean, well, once he gets demoted out of the Tribal Chief thing.
Yeah. But it's similar to my feelings that I had with LA, where it's like, I feel like they should. Some people should, similar with Jay, you should win the mid-card title before you win the top brass title and be the face of a company and all this other stuff. So as far as the Solo question goes, like, no, I feel like you should win a mid-card title first. When that mid-card title is US. And honestly, him and LA have good chemistry. But again, he has to get out of this other crazy family feud, which we know is going to last for at least another like 5 months. So
I mean,
right.
It's yeah.
In closing, out of 5, Crown Jewel, what you got?
What'd you say? 6.5 matches? Because technically KO and RKO didn't count. But it pushed the storyline. If you would have asked me before all the extra matches, I probably would have said a 1. I'll go to a 3.75 or a 4.
I like that.
Out of 5.
No, it's bad radio, but I got to agree. Yeah, 3.75 or 4. No higher than a 4. The 2 Crown Jewel matches just aren't that good to me.
Yeah, it's like the triangle's completed, guys, because I'm right there with you. 3.75, 4. At Mom's is a 4. But yeah, was enjoyable. Pushed some storylines, but the big premiere matches of the show didn't really cut it out. Definitely got overshadowed by some really dope matches that happened during the show. Still, solid PLE. But with that being said, people, we're going to get out of here. It has been real. It's been great. Next week, we're back to the regular scheduled programming. I believe the next pay-per-view coming up for us will be Full Gear, I think, which is before Survivor Series. Yeah. So be on the lookout for that. Once again, thank you for everybody tuning in from YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, TikTok. TikTok's blowing up. Yeah, We appreciate everybody checking us out. We see the comments. We appreciate the support for sure. But with that being said, we're going to get out of here. It's been real. Peace out.
Too sweet.
Yes, sir. I love you, hero.